Robert, good morning. So we saw these recently leaked classified documents. They have been confirmed as authentic. I took one look at them and said, "Yep, that looks real to me." And these were on the Israeli war preparation. So take us into what's going on.
Good morning, Mike. Yeah, so these were two documents, one from the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, and the other one from the National Security Agency. And according to House Speaker Mike Johnson, he was doing an interview on, I think it was CBS's State of the Union this weekend, said that there's currently an investigation on if this was a leak and who has actually leaked it. And this was mostly satellite and I think SIGINT analysis of Israeli military preparations. There have been multiple Biden officials and political appointees that have expressed pro-Palestine and pro-Iranian sentiment. So if this is a leak, it could be multiple people within the Biden administration, including potentially the chief of staff for the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Special Operations and Low Intensity Conflict, Ariana Tabatabai, who's connected to the Iran experts group under Robert Malley. These are a group of people who have been involved with the Iran nuclear deal since the Obama administration. And she still has a clearance and it still works at the DoD despite her connections to Robert Malley and that group. It's also possible that there are other people within the military or the Biden administration that have pro-Iran or pro-Palestine sympathies that have leaked this as well. And some officials have come out on background saying that they're concerned that they're not that these are the most dangerous documents to be leaked, but that there could be others that actually have much more value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that quote that you had put in there about a senior official said it's not horrible, but it's bad. Or what exactly did he say?
Yeah, he said these are bad, but they're not the worst. The worst is that there could be more. Mm-hmm. I believe was the quote.
Yeah. So just looking at the first thing I looked at, it was the classification, and it has a caveat there called it's a specific type of collection called TK, Talent Keyhole, which is satellite imagery. Anytime you see TK on a document, that's coming from satellites. Also, there was some contact information for NGA, National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. So these are descriptions of images. Basically, the satellite took these photographs of Israeli military bases where they're preparing for whatever they're preparing for. And then you have an imagery analyst who sits down and looks at this. And he says, oh, this is this particular kind of aircraft. This is a particular launch system for this particular type of missile. This is the equipment. And they look at what's going on there, and then they describe what's important or why it matters. And then that analysis is put into this document. And this is what was leaked. Basically, it's an analyst interpretation of the satellite images. So I do kind of agree. Let me just say this. There was also a question over the weekend about what exactly about this is illegal. Is it illegal if you read it? These are some people, journalists would say, oh, well, they're now in the open domain. Listen, according to U.S. law, it is still, whether you have a clearance or not, possession of these documents is still illegal. Even I think if you have a clearance or you're not read on to these particular programs, because this is technically above top secret. This is an add-on to top secret. This is SCI, sensitive compartmented information, which you have to be read on to these specific programs. Not if you have a top secret clearance, you don't just automatically get access to everything. You got to go through additional read-ons. And so it is still illegal for, I think technically for me to have read them. So just to clear that up, I don't think the government's going to come out and prosecute anyone just for reading this, but you would open yourself up to potentially legal liabilities for that. All right, Robert, do you have anything else to add here on these leaks?
As far as I know, that there are other officials saying other than Mike Johnson that they're looking into this, and that if there was a leak from the Pentagon, that seems to be the speculation that it would trigger an automatic investigation from the FBI. So that's kind of what I'm looking at as more developments on this.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you're Israel, I've seen Biden officials already complain that the Israelis weren't playing ball, the Israelis weren't providing sufficient details or sufficient timing for this stuff. And then you go back. I mean, I remember even commenting on this just a couple months ago about how if you're the Israelis, you'd have to be crazy to provide any kind of intelligence. Oh, by the way, one of those caveats on these leaked documents was FGI, or like foreign government information or foreign government intelligence. So I don't think this is a case where the Israelis provided intelligence to the United States that was leaked. I think it really looks more so that U.S. intelligence produced these reports and they were then leaked. But still, if you're the Israelis, this greatly harms any kind of information sharing between these two countries. I don't expect that's going to change under Trump. If anything, it may get worse under Trump. I mean, we can go back to all these leakers under Trump. I think was Reality Winner under Trump? I don't know, but she worked at NSA and she released all these, leaked a bunch of documents. So I actually think there's a case that this becomes a far worse problem under Trump, who's pro-Israel, and I mean, by all indications, is going to enable more greatly enable Israel. All right. Thanks, Robert, for that. Let's bring Mark on. We're going to move on here to a couple of important items here.